Have you ever felt totally drained, moody, or out of balance and wondered if alcohol had something to do with it? You're not imagining it. Alcohol messes up with your hormones more than most people realize, especially for women. But here's the good news. When you quit drinking, your body starts healing in ways that gives you back your energy, your stability, and your peace. So let's talk about the hidden connection between alcohol and hormones and the energy drain that disappears when you stop drinking. Hey friend, welcome to Sober Vibes. I'm your host, Courtney Anderson. I'm a sober coach, author, and your go-to guide with living life without alcohol. I've been alcohol-free since 2012, and by far it's the best decision I've ever made in my life. Now I get to help other women live life without alcohol and thrive in sobriety. Here you're going to find quick sober tips, real talk, and encouragement to build confidence, handle cravings, and really actually enjoy your alcohol-free life. If you're sober curious, ready to go all in, hit subscribe and let's vibe sober together. Hey, good people of the world. Welcome back to the Sober Vibes podcast. I am your host, Courtney Anderson. I'm a sober coach, author, and your go-to guide for living a kick-ass life without alcohol. You are listening to episode 100 or 250, I'm sorry. And if you've been sober for a while, but you still feel tired, emotional, or off balance, you are not alone. Alcohol has major impacts on hormones like cortisol, estrogen, insulin, and so it takes time for your body to find its rhythm again. So in today's episode, we're going to walk through and talk about what alcohol really does to your hormones, why it leaves you exhausted and anxious, and what happens when your system finally starts to rebalance. I'm excited for this conversation today. And of course, before we dive in, if you're noticing shifts in your hormones or energy after quitting, join the sobriety circle. You'll get guidance, tools, and community support to help move you through these changes, as well as accountability and to feel your best again. The link is in the show notes below, or you can go to CourtneyRecovered.com and find the sobriety circle on my website. Also, too, before we get started, if you haven't yet, please rate, review, and subscribe to the show. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit that like button and hit subscribe. And also drop a comment below and let me know where you're from. I always like connecting, whether via social media on Instagram or now on YouTube. All right, let's get into it today. This is a good one, because we all need to hear this, especially for women, okay? Now, I know there's a couple good dudes in the world who listen to this podcast. I still encourage you to listen to it, okay? Mainly, I am speaking to women, but I do believe that you could probably learn some too. Or if you have a significant other, if you have a wife or a girlfriend, life partner, whatever it is, that you listen to this because maybe you can understand too about her hormones and how alcohol can play onto that, right? Especially 35 and up. Women start going through the postmenopausal journey as early as 35. Okay. So, number one, alcohol and hormones, the hidden relationship. So, alcohol isn't just a mental or emotional disruptor, right? It's a hormonal one. And every time you drink, your body sees alcohol as a toxin, as it should. Your liver has to stop everything, like regulating its hormones and processing nutrients to detox it. That means your estrogen and your cortisol and blood sugar all take a hit. So for women especially, this causes a ripple effect. Are you ready for this one, ladies? Mood swings, bloating, PMS symptoms, and irregular sleep all get worse. And because alcohol raises cortisol, your stress hormone, you're constantly running in the fight or flight mode, even when you're trying to rest. Sorry, I'm trying to drink my coffee, so I stay a little bit up. Like I said, this time change has killed me. So number two, cortisol. That's your stress hormone on overdrive. And you've been hearing a lot more about cortisol, which I think is great because it's education that we need. We do need to understand about this hormone and what it does on your body. So, and when alcohol is putting you in a constant state of fight or flight, there is going to be a huge impact. So, the stress hormone on overdrive. So when you drink, your cortisol levels spike, right? At first you might feel relaxed. That's alcohol numbing your nervous system. But once it wears off, cortisol shoots up. Remember too, this is why you're waking up at the 3 a.m. and getting anxiety too, and with your heart racing, and also why anxiety hits the next morning as well. This is why it feels like you're living in a constant state of fatigue. Your body is not working. It's continuously working in an overtime. So it's exhausted. That's why when you quit drinking alcohol too, if you have not been there yet, but if you quit drinking alcohol, it is very normal to feel very fatigued for a little bit. So the longer you drink, the harder it is for your cortisol rhythm to stabilize, right? And again, that's a big reason why you feel anxious and wired and tired all at once. There's nothing worse than that wired and tired and anxious all at once because you're just like, because it gives you that wired and tired. It's like it triples that anxiety feeling. And then you're like, oh, I don't like this. This is why sleep's so important. So you're getting proper amount of sleep because then you are feeling well rested, right? So estrogen, the balancing act alcohol destroys. Okay, so estrogen, alcohol increases estrogen levels while decreasing progesterone, the hormone that helps you stay calm and balanced. This imbalance can lead to heavier periods, mood swings, headaches, and even higher risks of hormone conditions. So, if you ever noticed your PMS getting worse when you were drinking, or that your moods were unpredictable, it's not in your head. You're not crazy. Alcohol was throwing off your entire system. So, when you quit drinking, your liver finally gets to regulate hormones the way it's meant to, right? And then within weeks, inflammation can decrease. Your cycles can become normalized. Usually that though, when I say weeks for your cycle to normalize, that usually can take around 3 cycles. So 3 months. Again, that 90 day really is. You have to give yourself that 90 days. A lot changes within a lot of 90 days, especially at that 90 day where you can feel more and more like you got this. But when you keep reintroducing alcohol into your system, you're just going to continue to be on that roller coaster. You're not giving your body a fair shot. So you do have to trust this process and give yourself some time. Okay. Insulin, energy, and cravings. So alcohol doesn't just affect stress, it also messes with your blood sugar. I have to tell you this. So, my dad was diagnosed being I'm just sharing this because it's got to do with blood sugar. My father was diagnosed with being a diabetic a couple of years ago, okay? And he quit drinking. He hasn't drank in a year. He actually quit drinking before his cancer diagnosis, which I just had found out about it within the last couple months. So, at this time, I record this, he hasn't drank in over a year, and his wife was telling me that he's not even considered a type 2 diabetic anymore. And the only thing that this man has taken out of his life in 1 year was alcohol. That is it. Like, it, like, floors my mind that within a year that he's not even on medication for it anymore. So that's what I'm saying. It's not like the medication did, is that he stopped drinking. And even to somebody in our sobriety circle, she was considered pre-diabetic, and she got lab work done, I think last month, and her lab work done, and she will be a year sober in January, and her lab work came back where she's no longer considered pre-diabetic. Her levels were amazing. So anybody, I can't say it all because everybody's different, but if there is pre-diabetic or type 2 diabetes, drinking contributes to that, okay? So, with the nightly glass of wine you're having or alcohol that you're having on a regular, it spikes your blood sugar, then crashes it, leading to cravings, irritability, and brain fog. Over time, that constant crash drains your energy and confuses your metabolism. That's why when you quit drinking, it's common to crave sugar for a while. Your body is trying to replace the glucose, right? So if you're ever like, God, I crave sugar, this is why. But as you stay alcohol-free and eat more balanced meals, your insulin stabilizes, and that's when your energy starts to finally come back. You stop riding that up and down wave, right? And your body finds steady fuels again. This is why too, nutrition is important in your sobriety. I'm never gonna tell you that you you need to eat perfection. There's no such thing. Because I do believe that you should enjoy some good treats, right? Like, or I love a GD Coca-Cola Classic, and I never want to stop drinking those. Do I need to drink one every day? No, but I am fine now where I treat myself. I don't even wanna say treat myself because that goes back into to my food cycle and all of that. Here we go. I enjoy a Coca-Cola Classic once a week. I now save it either for Friday or Saturday night, and I cherish that bad boy, okay? So, I'm never gonna sit here and be like, "You need to do this, this, and this," because also too, food affects people differently, and if you've ever had an eating issue before your alcohol, the food thing is one that is very hard because you need food to survive in this world. You truly do. You don't need alcohol to survive. You have to eat to live, right? And the food thing can be it's hard. It is hard. It is hard. But being more balanced and intentional, I should say, with your nutrition is important. That's why I highly recommend that you can at least every 2 to 3 hours eat something. Or if you got yourself where you're eating 3 meals a day and you don't need the snacks, cool. Or if you are a person who does 3 meals and one snack, great, right? Like you have to do what feels good for you, but you do have to keep your blood sugar pretty much consistent. So in the early sobriety, definitely put some nuts or some type of little snack in your purse. So if you're out and about and you start getting hungry, because that hangry will have you dip you will dip and your anxiety goes up, and then all you wanna do, because then you're like, "I have anxiety, what's going on?" And then it's very easy to drink alcohol. So just keep your blood sugar balanced, I believe is what I'm trying to tell you in all of this. Keep it balanced, because you will then feel good, and those big low dips won't put you into that anxiety or not anxiety, that hangry feeling, and then cause a bunch of low blood sugar. We don't want that. So keep a snack with you at all times. So, what happens after you quit drinking? This is what happens. So, the first 30 days, okay, your cortisol levels will start to drop and sleep slowly improves. Okay. You might still feel tired. That is normal, but your body is beginning to reset itself. 60 to 90 days, hormones start finding their rhythm again. You will notice less anxiety, more stable moods, and a stronger immune system. Okay. 3 to 6 months, estrogen and progesterone balance out. So the PMS and bloating improve, energy levels will rise, and beyond 6 months to a year, your body will fully recalibrate, leading to sharper focus, deeper rest, right? More emotional steadiness, okay? So everybody is different, but this is the healing curve many women experience when they give their body time and support. Again, you have to give yourself time here. You have to trust the process of this, and like you're not special. When I say that, you're not special of you're not gonna be able to skip any of this. A lot of people want to skip to the good part, and that's not going to happen. Just because you've done A, B, C, and D for so long, there is still a natural process here that your body does have to go through when you have been putting alcohol into your lives for decades. Decades. That's why you have to give yourself some grace. Remember that I've had this relationship with alcohol for 20 years. You think in one day I'm just gonna be like great. Like, no. That's why I say nobody is special. Everybody has to go through it. And even if you might not feel some of these things in the beginning, you could feel them down the road. And like I said, for the sleep, where people feel tired, you just have to keep remembering emotionally and physically, you put yourself through the ringer for years. You were addicted to a chaotic substance. You were then addicted to a chaotic lifestyle. I don't give a shit if you got up and in the morning time and you were working out and you kept your nutrition intact. You were still causing inner chaos for yourself drinking alcohol, because then the next morning you would have that emotional hangover where then you get stuck into a shame cycle. The anxiety that takes a toll on your body, that takes a lot of a toll on your body energetically wise. So also, not only being physically tired, emotionally tired too is very, very, very common in this. So how can you support your hormonal balance in sobriety? Again, if you're feeling sluggish or moody in this early sobriety, eat enough protein and fat, right? Your hormones are made from fat. Don't skip it. The good fat, like think of avocados, oils, stuff like that. Stay hydrated as always. Alcohol depletes those electrolytes and minerals. Your hormones rely on this. Check the link in the show notes below for my Relight. I swear by it. And there's different flavors. There's a discount code for you. So definitely check that out. Again, get morning sunlight. It regulates cortisol and melatonin, right? Prioritize rest and gentle movement like walking or yoga instead of pushing through the fatigue, right? Or don't feel like you have to like overdo it in the gym. Again, the walking, gentle stretches is going to help you so much more than if you feel like you need to be working out for 2 hours. It's just not the case. That's not what your body currently needs. And this is a time too where you need to listen to your body. And like I said, don't push through it. So, and then getting enough supplements, again, going back to magnesium and B vitamins, and make sure that you are taking those consistently. Okay. So all of this has to be a consistent push forward. Alcohol does steal your energy by hijacking your hormones, but when you quit, you get to take the energy back, right? And it shows up as better sleep, balanced moods, and confidence that comes from within. So if you are feeling tired or moody right now, it's not a failure. It's a healing and it's part of the process. So give your body grace, make sure you feel it with the good stuff, and you will start feeling better, right? So, if you are noticing these shifts in your hormones, or, you're lacking energy after quitting, again, make sure to join the sobriety circle. You can find the link in the show notes below or visit my website, CourtneyRecovered.com. So you will get guidance. There's tons of resources in there, meetings, workshops, and a badass group of women who are very supportive of one another. And I would love to see you inside. And that, of course, is for women only. So next week, make sure that you tune in because I'm very excited about this one. And it's how to handle peer pressure to drink when you're quitting alcohol. I wanted to drop this right before the week before Thanksgiving. And so you can have this during this 2025 holiday season and beyond, because this one's a hard one for people. But I got some good info I'm going to share with you in that one. So thank you again, good people of the world. Make sure, as always, you stay safe out there and keep on trucking.